It just happened again. We're back at it with the cliffhangers. That final scene where Rim is laying on the ground dead. Fuck. Like, why of all times, man? Like, I really wish this series was like Real Life. Had all the episodes come out at once. I really wish ReZero was like that. All the episodes at once, I could watch them all, binge watch and all that. No. Yeah, no, I can't even read the fucking light novels. The fucking light novels are not even translated. Okay, so, this episode, once again, shows more flaws in the character of Subaru. And as I've already said multiple times already, I am a big fan with the direction that we've been getting in this arc. And I'm a big fan of seeing the problems in Subaru's character. He's a character at this time in this arc to where we're supposed to hate him. We're supposed to dislike his guts. We're supposed to not like what he has been doing in these past couple episodes. And I love the way the writer has been doing this. The way he's writing Subaru in a way to show that he's not the standard main character that's a goody-goody two-shoes, or a character that is, you know, someone that is the perfect MC with no flaws. That is not what Subaru is. He's a human being that is flawed, has many issues, and is mentally unstable and slowly breaking his mind as time continues to go on. And I love how the writer has continued to do this with every single episode recently. This episode was a perfect example of how far Subaru has fallen and how crazy and mentally unstable he is after all of these events. I want to, point out something that some might have missed. Actually, there's two things I need to point out. For one, in this episode, when you saw those weird hooded people surround Subaru, they actually bowed to him. I don't know how many actually noticed that or not. I didn't notice it until I decided to go back to the scene to try to find a picture for a thumbnail, and I went back to that scene, and I noticed that the hooded figures bowed to Subaru, and then they ran off. It completely flew over my head. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, I didn't even realize when I first saw it, but then when I went back to watch it, get thumbnails and stuff, they bowed to him, and I'm like, they just fucking bowed to Subaru. Like, what the fuck? So, instantly, I'm thinking in my mind, so, who would bow? Who would bow to Subaru? Like, of all the people, thinking about everything in the series, everything we know right now in the series. I mean, right now, Emilia is kind of disgusted with Subaru, doesn't want nothing to do with him, and in the entirety of, the state where, the territory where Emilia and everybody's at, it's in a dire state to where many people are getting harmed and hurt and stuff, or killed, and I'm thinking, like, these people, they just pop up, they surround Subaru, they're like giggling or laughing or whatever, very creepy music, and then they bow to him, and then they run off and leave him be. They didn't even harm him, and then he walks into a town that's been completely massacred. Everybody's fucking dead, and then he gets into the mansion, and everybody's dead too. Rim is dead on the ground, and so the only possible conclusion is that what if those hooded figures have something to do with the witch? Like, the witch, the jealous witch. That's the only thing I could assume it has something to do with. Because, look, Subaru has a witch's curse. We know he has this, like, smell coming off of him that smells like the witch. And when we think about it like that, what if those people, those hooded figures, were working for the witch, and they bowed to Subaru because they knew who he was, or they knew something about him? That's a possibility. Now, another thing, too, that really scares me to show us how far Subaru has fallen is that he, throughout this entire episode, he constantly kept saying he could fix this. Everything is fine. He knows what to do. And when he's saying this, it's just very jarring, because if we go back to how his character was in the beginning, and I even stated this in a review, I talked about this, I think, for a very good long time. I talked about how Subaru will eventually probably encounter this problem in the series, which I want to mention once again. So, at the beginning of the series, Subaru said he didn't want to die. He doesn't want to die. He has no reason to die. He doesn't want to. And he'd rather not. He just doesn't like the experience of death. He doesn't like feeling the pain. And that's how he was at the beginning. And he constantly kept saying this. And then there came a time when he had to kill himself. He had to take his life, jump off a cliff, and he died. And he reset everything to fix it and make everything right. And here's the thing with this. Subaru is at the point now to where he has kind of grown numb to the sense of death, to where he feels like he can reset anything he wants. It doesn't matter what he does, it doesn't matter what kind of awful and crusty things he does in the series, he thinks he can reset everything and everything will be completely fine. That is his viewpoint right now. He pretty much says, I can kill myself and everything will be fine. all this, everybody that's died, all these problems I've caused with Amelia and all that, it will just go away. I could fix it. And he says this multiple times in the episode, which is just so scary because how his character is just so mentally unstable now. And I guess that happens. I mean, after so long of to where you die repeatedly over and over and you have to experience trauma of death over and over again, even taking your own life to save someone, and then when you finally save these people, they don't even really give you any thanks. And I mean, here's another flaw with Subaru's character. Subaru thinks that he should be owed a thank you, and in all reality, I guess in some way he does deserve a thank you. Now, what he's actually wanting and being so obsessive over Amelia, it's a little bit too far, and the way he's acting is just very disgusting for a character, but also shows you how he's thinking and how unstable he is in these recent events of the series. Because, I mean, look, he's been through so much shit, and nobody else can really understand that besides us, the viewer. And I mean, and we're actually, let's say if this was real life and we were in that series or whatever, we wouldn't know what the fuck was going on. We wouldn't know what the hell's going on, Subaru. We think he's just a madman, a crazy man that's just being very obsessive over a girl, and he just needs to get the hell out of here. That's what normally we would think. And because of this, Subaru, nobody knows what he's been through, what he's been having to do. Nobody knows all this hell he has done to save everybody, and the only way he could really kind of let out these emotions is by doing what he's doing, being very obsessive over Amelia, which is the main cause of his problem. And I guess since he can't say nothing, he can't talk about his curse at all because something will happen, he can't really say anything, so he has to kind of cope in some way, and I guess his only coping mechanism is Amelia. To being very obsessive and think that she needs him constantly to be able to save her. And I like how the writer has been doing that with this series, showing these flaws and how he's like deconstructing Subaru's character in a way to where we can see how disgusting he is, but also see how he can kind of come back from this and become a very good main character in the future. And I can see already from the development we've gotten so far in this arc, like this characterization for him, he's going to be a very stunning character. If he continues going down this route and nothing gets reset, and he continues, you know, going down this tragedy with Amelia and stuff, I could see him getting some very stunning character development that really makes him a good MC, probably one of the best MCs of this year of anime if he continues down this road. Now, speaking of that, at this point in time, Subaru's in a position where he really can't afford to not kill himself. Let's just face the cold hard facts. He's in that position where he needs to kill himself to reset everything, because he's at that point to where so many people have died, and he's probably going to try to save Rim by killing himself to bring everything back and try to fix stuff. The main thing is where is he going to go back at? Where is he going to respawn? And my only assumption is if there's any point that he could possibly kind of go back to, I would say the best point for him to kind of go back in time where he can, you know, respawn, I would say it would be at the time after Amelia breaks up with him. Like, for instance, as soon as Amelia walks out and leaves Subaru by himself in that room, I think that would be the perfect time to start up to where Subaru respawns at. Because I just do not want that development that happened in that ball, the Royal Capital, and along with Amelia. I don't want none of that conversation to be reset. I know it's cringy thinking about it, you wish Subaru could take it back, but all we've gotten so far is just way too far neck deep in character development for him, and just resetting all that would be such a waste of potential. So I do not want Subaru to go back before the events of this arc. I want him to start with after Amelia saying, I'm done, I'll pay you all back and I'm done. We could just end this. And that right there, I would like that part. If any other part, if he could start at, I would like also in this episode when he woke up in the bed in the inn, and when Rim was already gone, I would like that part as well. If that's where he would start, I'm fine with that as well, because I would also add more character development for Rim and Amelia. Not just Amelia and Subaru, but also Rim too, with, you know, her interaction with Subaru. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you all feel about this anime series? How do you feel about the character development that Subaru has been getting in this arc? How do you feel about his character? How do you feel about the minions or whoever they were, if they were working for the witch? How do you feel about them bowing to him? And how do you feel about Rim's death? Do you think Subaru can fix all this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.